swim pop is an iconic sound of summer, but one major shift is changing how it's made, and the impact is going far beyond this popsicle factory. I'm Samantha Smith, and coming up on WVU News, I'll explain why.
Straight ahead on WVU News, I'm Jeremy Sands. The water many West Virginians rely on is facing growing concerns. Why water pollution is becoming a statewide issue and what's being done about it.
Skyview Elementary's News Club is paving the way for young journalists. I'm Lily Reisenweber.
I'm Sam Palmer.
And I'm Logan Capaldo.
And coming up, we'll see just how well these students deliver the news.
And WVU News starts now.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer, and one local tattoo artist is using her craft to help survivors. I'm Lily Reisenweber.
And I'm Jeremy Sands. From empty bowls to wagging tails, one local animal shelter is rolling out events to help pets and their owners. The impact straight ahead.
These stories and more coming up on WVU News, an Emmy-award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University. Jeremy, the Monongahela River may look calm, but what's floating on the surface could be putting thousands at risk. According to the EPA, nearly half of all rivers and streams are too polluted for safe use, and West Virginia is among the hardest hit.
I went to the Mon River Sweep, where volunteers are pulling pollution straight from the water and trying to put an end to a crisis that's already here. From plastic bottles to large debris, trash continues to build up along the Monongahela River, raising concerns about water quality and environmental impact. Trash and debris in waterways can harm aquatic life, often through ingestion or entanglement, while also impacting the safety of the water people rely on every day. On April 18th, volunteers gathered along the river for the 3rd annual Mon River Sweep. Volunteers say the best way to fix the pollution problem is to simply clean up the trash.
I mean, the easiest thing is just seeing litter and picking it up. If everybody in the community could do that, there's massive change that could happen. Other things, just getting involved in stuff like this, big organized efforts, also just kind of get things done on a big scale.
About 2 million tons of trash is dumped into the world's water every single day. And here in West Virginia, about 40% of rivers are deemed too polluted for safe use. Last year alone, about 70 volunteers collected 6,000 pounds of trash from the river and surrounding areas. Organizers say events like this are crucial, especially as water pollution continues to grow. Amaya Hamilton, a water remediation specialist at the West Virginia Water Research Institute, says the pollution problem starts at the lack of funding.
We're part of the Ohio River Basin. Monongahela River Basin is part of that, and the Ohio River Basin does not receive any federal money to help keep the Ohio River Basin clean. The
Mon River, which spans more than 130 miles, serves as a major water source in the region. Volunteers say the goal is to not only clean up the river, but to bring more attention to the ongoing issue of water pollution. As residents take a closer look at what is in their water, concern is also being raised over synthetic food dyes and packaged food items.
Legislative reporter Samantha Smith joins us now with more. Samantha?
Lily, Jeremy, about 20% of packaged products contain synthetic food dyes, with red 40 being the most common color. And now, those vibrant colors in your favorite popsicles have been the center of a year-long debate in West Virginia. Almost 1/5 of the food items we eat every day contain synthetic dyes that the West Virginia legislature attempted to ban last year. A legal battle has that ban tied up in court, but I visited one local company who says the impact of outlawing a few ingredients could be anything but sweet.
We'll go into the other room.
The sound of summer starts here. More than 2 billion popsicles are sold in America every year, and the top flavor is cherry, with that bright red color that people crave. But here in Wheeling, West Virginia, the rainbow is being rewritten. Brad Allen, Director of Sales and Marketing at Zegenfelder, says the company is removing artificial dyes from its popsicles, and the change is big.
This is the biggest change we've ever made to our product, and it's been the same product since Charles Landa, who's right there on the wall, he invented it back in 1987.
But it's a change that most companies may soon have to make. Governor Patrick Morrisey signed House Bill 2354 in the 2025 legislative session, banning 7 artificial dyes and 2 preservatives from being sold and manufactured in the state. But the measure is halted by a federal judge.
While a food dye ban in West Virginia hasn't been decided yet, here in Wheeling, the decision has already been made. Zegenfelder already moved to all natural food colors. But what does that mean for your wallet?
So it's a significant cost increase on the colors. So they're about 10 to 12% higher on their own versus what we were purchasing before. And some of that will pass along to our customers.
The classic Twin Pops will see a price increase from $3.78 to $3.99. That's up 5%, but something experts say may not be necessary.
We don't want to do any harm, but you're taking away choice. And so people push back on that without a clear reason why, right? This evidence strongly supports, well, we don't have that. It's absent of.
So while the experts are unsure, manufacturers are trying to balance customer satisfaction with staying afloat.
Now we're doing our best, and you'll see some of the colors are muted versus what we're used to. We could have paid more to get the colors as vibrant as we had, but we just didn't think that was right to do that to our consumer and pass that cost completely on to them.
Because for this company, the future isn't just about changing ingredients. It's about putting the customer first.
A 2021 review of these dyes discovered that 52% of studies found a significant link between synthetic food dyes and adverse behavior in children. Because of these growing concerns over children's health, the FDA is recommending companies to phase out synthetic food dyes by the end of next year.
Thanks, Samantha. In every neighborhood, Lily, there are stories we pass by every day. Stories that don't ask for attention but deserve to be seen.
That's right, Jeremy. In this week's segment of Seen and Heard, The Story Next Door, a journey of survival and identity, and a tattoo artist helping people take back what was lost.
Reagan Deuceman is live in the studio to tell us more. Reagan?
Jeremy, Lily, 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with breast cancer. For many breast cancer survivors, the hardest part isn't always the diagnosis, it's what comes after. But for one woman in Charleston, healing is taking shape in a way that's both deeply personal and permanent, thanks to a medical tattoo artist.
Misty Reese has walked through the store multiple times within the past year on her journey toward recovery from breast cancer. But that journey didn't start here. It started with her intuition.
I had that gut feeling, that something's wrong. I'd already had 2 mammograms at that point, and then a ultrasound.
For Reese, that feeling turned into a diagnosis in 2024.
It was really emotional. I saw it pop up like in big black and bold letters, seemingly carcinoma, invasive, just the words hit me, it was like invasive, carcinoma, and I just lost it.
And just like that, everything changed.
It was hard, very hard, because I have 2 younger kids, and that was a really tough conversation with them. Once I got the for sure, yes, I definitely have cancer.
After a double mastectomy and 4 months of chemo, Reese says what she saw in the mirror no longer felt like herself.
Just 2 blobs on my chest that, don't look like a woman.
But in a small studio in Charleston, there's an artist trying to change that story for women like Reese and so many others.
I want them to get their confidence back, mostly. So I want them to feel that, they've reached the end of this, and it's the last thing to do, so they can kind of just cross everything off their list.
This is restoration tattooing, a specialized art form recreating what cancer took away.
Around 300,000 people are diagnosed with breast cancer in the U.S. each year. About 50 of them take this chair and meet with Hornyak, which for many becomes part of their final stage of healing.
For the artists, that work goes far beyond technique.
This just has like a deeper meaning, and I don't know, it's just super rewarding to be able to do it and do it well.
Hornyak says she wants her clients to feel like nothing ever happened.
It just made me finally feel like a woman again, you know?
For Reese, ringing the bell marked the end of treatment, but this was the final step in feeling whole again.
Hornyak does more than 50 restoration tattoos a year. 3D tattooing is typically performed about 15 months after surgery, and around 94% of clients report high satisfaction with post-mastectomy tattoos. These patients say these tattoos significantly improved their self-confidence and self-identity.
Amazing story, Reagan. Nearly 30 million pets live in food-insecure households, leaving pets hungry or owners skipping meals to feed their pets. But one local shelter is hosting a pet food drive to help with the high cost of pet food. The Monongalia County Adoption Center partnered with Mountaineers for Mutts to host a pet food drive for families in need. 13% of West Virginia households struggle to afford food for themselves, and rising pet food costs are linked to more pet surrenders. On average, dog food costs around $60 a month, and organizers of the event say pet food drives can help needy families feed their pets.
It allows families to keep pets in their home because they may be in a rough spot where maybe they can't make it until payday, and this kind of allows them to just kind of make it until they can get back up on their feet a little bit.
So far, the food drives at the Mon County shelter have helped more than 150 local families and pets in need.
Around 50 million Americans lack basic reading and writing skills, and West Virginia ranks nearly last in literacy in the United States. But one elementary school is changing that while giving students a voice and boosting their confidence with their very own mini newscast.
30 p.m.
It may not look like much at first, just a small news desk, a camera, and a few elementary school students waiting for their cue. But for 11-year-old Logan Capaldo, this is serious business, because today he's the anchor.
There's no need to be scared to just talk out loud and so what if this happens, so what if that happens? Not that big of a deal.
Considering that public speaking or glossophobia is the #1 fear among Americans, Title I teacher Jennifer Palmer is not only building confidence, she's breaking barriers to a lifelong, much-needed skill.
So not only does it help with the fear of public speaking, it's helping with their literacy skills, and that all ties so well together that I think it's a great thing that we're doing.
And that confidence starts right here in their own little TV studio. About 20% of West Virginians read below a 3rd grade level, and the state ranks near the top in the country for literacy struggles. So imagine anchoring your own newscast in elementary school. And according to Palmer, the confidence and reading skills they build here go far beyond the classroom and the broadcast.
When I go into the 3 5th grade rooms, I rotate weekly and ask for volunteers. The first couple weeks, it was a few hands, and now when I go in, students are begging to be part of the news. And with 3 and 5 West Virginia adults reading below an 8th grade level, every time these students step in front of the camera, they're practicing something that could shape their future.
I just feel naturally better talking to larger groups of people or just out loud in a group.
I can use more of a strong voice. I don't have to talk as quiet because I'm not as shy.
And as for them, this isn't just about sharing updates. It's about finding their voice.
Thursday, April 16th from 5 to 7 p.m.
I loved covering that story, Jeremy. Well, coming up on WVU News, how small gym studios are making staying in shape more fun and personal for their customers.
Fiddles, banjos, and guitars have echoed through Appalachia and are now filling the halls at WVU. We'll tell you more straight ahead.
I'm Lincoln Campbell, and after the break, I'll tell you how small boutique fitness studios like this one are becoming a part of the growing fitness economy.
Quiet and ready in control room. 3, 2,
One, feeding bumper.
WVU News is local, in-depth, and always on the move for you. And it's always on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed College of Media website. A national first-place Emmy-award-winning college newscast, taped at the Waterfront Studio at West Virginia University. Stay in the know, stay connected, watch WVU News.
Welcome back to WVU News. If you've ever struggled to find the motivation to work out, you're not alone. In fact, more than 30% of West Virginians report getting no physical activity outside of work. Now, some fitness studios in Morgantown are trying to change that. Lakin Campbell joins us now from Studio B to explain. Lakin?
Thanks, Jeremy. Across America, a different kind of workout trend is on the rise, and it's happening inside small, specialized fitness studios. Boutique fitness classes are experiencing a significant resurgence, driven by Gen Z and millennial demand for community and specialization, with customers choosing structured small group workouts over traditional gyms. I visited one local studio to see how this trend is taking shape.
A steady beat fills the room. And inside this studio, clients are hard at work, building strength and supporting a growing fitness industry here in Morgantown.
I kept coming back for the workouts, but also for the people, and eventually it just became more than a fitness studio. It became an entire family and about wellness and just a holistic experience.
Boutique fitness has been gaining momentum in recent years, with the fitness industry projected to grow nearly $60 billion globally by 2030, driven by demand for personalized and small group workout experiences.
We really have a wide range of people coming to Bodybar all the time. And I do think it has a very strong community aspect to it. So a lot of people come for that community feel and the real connections we make with the people.
And the demand for boutique fitness continues to rise, as small group and specialized studios now account for over 30% of total fitness industry revenue in the U.S., showing a shift away from traditional gyms and toward more personalized workout experiences.
Each studio like this brings together a small group of clients focusing on strength and stability. And every session starts here, shaping how Morgantown is approaching fitness.
And it's this dedication that contributes to success. It's about helping clients build confidence, improve health, and create a supportive fitness community.
And I came in, fell in love with the community. I was able to modify it exactly where I wanted to meet me and where I was at in my fitness journey. So I really, really liked that.
And for McKenna, every class is more than just a workout. It's a connection between instructor and client, between fitness and lifestyle, and between a small business and a growing local demand for wellness.
With your jump right up here,
Instructors say if clients walk out feeling stronger and more confident, they've done their job. And that impact is fueling a much bigger trend. Workouts like Pilates and yoga are surging nationwide, with participation growing by more than 50% over the past decade. And it's not slowing down. Boutique fitness studios are now part of a multi-billion-dollar wellness industry. Lily, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Lakin. The roots of bluegrass music are deeply embedded in the history of West Virginia. WVU students were recently given the opportunity to expand on their musical skills with advice from a national award-winning artist. Reporter Alondra Molina joins us live in the studio to tell us more. Alondra?
Thanks, Lily. Grammy award-winning musician Tim O'Brien is back in his home state. O'Brien visited WVU to share hands-on lessons with WVU students in bluegrass and old-time bands. Grammy award-winning musician Tim O'Brien took the stage at WVU's Kennedy Creative Arts Center for an evening with Tim O'Brien. O'Brien, a Wheeling native, has spent nearly 5 decades on the national bluegrass scene, earning multiple Grammy Awards and 3 IBMA Male Vocalist of the Year honors.
Hearing bluegrass that way in a small room was always transcendent, and it was the amazing technique, the sound coming off those instruments and the technique that they played with was inspiring.
O'Brien spent the day working with WVU's bluegrass and old-time bands, preparing them to perform alongside him later that night.
I love the cycle of it. I love to hear what the new kids are into and what they have ideas about things that wouldn't occur to somebody like me. And some of them I like and some of them I don't like, but I think the truth is the music won't survive if it doesn't evolve.
Dr. Chris Haddix, director of WVU Bluegrass and Old Time Bands, says this experience gives students a rare look at what a professional music career is really like.
So to talk with somebody who's been there and can relate the experiences and offer little pearls of wisdom and like, hey, I did it. You know, you can do it.
Over 20 million people listen to bluegrass in the U.S. Now, WVU Bluegrass and Old Time Bands are joining the Appalachian tradition with Grammy Award-winning Tim O'Brien, showcasing what music really means to the Mountain State.
For O'Brien, moments like this are what keeps music alive.
I'm always learning new things from people that I collaborate with, and I'm learning you know, a different approach, a different view, a different angle on the music, and that's great because I don't want the music to get stale for me ever. I want it always to be something fresh that I love.
A night of music and mentorship left a lasting impression on the students who shared the stage with a legend.
O'Brien has been a fixture in folk and bluegrass music for 50 years. He also plays several instruments, including the guitar, mandolin, fiddle, and banjo. If you would like to buy tickets to an upcoming Tim O'Brien concert, you can go to the website at the bottom of your screen.
Thanks, Alondra. What a great story. After the break, we'll introduce you to a local 13-year-old who's driving his dreams straight down the fairway and onto the national stage.
Braden Laszlo joins us with sports. Coming up next, don't go anywhere.
Straight ahead on WVU News, I'm Braden Laszlo, and I'll tell you about how one Morgantown golfer took his shot on one of the sport's most iconic stages.
Hi, we're WVU. You probably know us for screaming. And yeah, we're pretty good at it. But here, it's more than a chant. It's our celebration of innovation.
Let's go.
Our rallying cry for community.
Let's go!
And honestly, it's just our way of life. So whether you're chasing big dreams or just chasing sunsets.
Let's go!
Quiet and ready in control room. 3, 2, 1. Fan in bumper.
WVU News is local, in-depth, and always on the move for you. And it's always on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed College of Media website. A national first-place Emmy-award-winning college newscast taped at the Waterfront Studio at West Virginia University. Stay in the know, stay connected, watch WVU News.
Welcome back. This year, 80 boys and girls ages 7 to 15 competed at the Augusta National in the drive, chip, and putt finals, all hoping to be just one of 8 national champions crowned.
And one Morgantown teen is chipping his way onto the Augusta green. Sports anchor Braden Laszlo joins us now live in the studio with more. Braden?
Thanks, Jeremy. Lily. The competition is a skills-based event designed to test the best young golfers across the country on the 3 fundamentals of the game. More than 50,000 young golfers entered qualifying events across the country, competing for a spot on the national stage. I spoke with middle schooler Andrew Grigsby, who competed in the 12 to 13 age group, to learn how he prepared for one of golf's biggest stages.
For most young golfers, playing at Augusta is just a dream. But for 13-year-old Morgantown native Andrew Grigsby, that dream is now reality. The 13-year-old earned his way to the drive, chip, and putt national finals by sticking to a strict schedule and staying disciplined.
So I'd get up around 6:25 and go to school, and get out of school around like 2:10, 2:30. And most of the days come here if the weather's nice, and then sometimes I go to basketball practice after golfing, or just go straight to basketball practice, and it's really just go to school, sports, and do it all over again.
That dream took shape through years of dedication with his dad helping guide, support, and teach him along the way.
It's been awesome watching him grow within the sport of golf, watching him dedicate a lot of his life to the game, and watching him struggle, but also succeed within those struggles. And as a parent, his mother and I couldn't ask for more.
Andrew competed with 80 of the top golfers in the nation between ages of 7 and 15. The competition was held on the iconic 18th hole at Augusta National.
I was just super excited to have the opportunity to play there. It was just super cool to know you're going to Augusta National and competing against some of the best players in your age division in the country was pretty cool.
After qualifying through multiple rounds, Grigsby earned himself a spot against some of the best young golfers in the nation and earned himself to one of the most iconic golf courses in America, Augusta National, where he placed 8th in the National Drive, Chip, and Putt Finals in his division.
Andrew aims to gain a PGA card and go on the national tour to compete against golf's top players.
And while competing on a national stage has been a huge moment for him, Grigsby says he's still working towards his golf goals. But if that path doesn't pan out, he also has his eyes on becoming an orthodontist while still keeping golf as a hobby that he plans to enjoy for years to come.
Thanks, Braden. I'd say that sounds like a plan, Lily. Switching gears, the 21st annual Blue and Gold Mine Sale is set for May 16th at the Milan Pushkar Stadium in Morgantown.
The event benefits United Way of Mon and Preston counties and serves as a community rummage sale, selling donated clothing, furniture, and household items.
General admission is free and starts at 9 a.m. until noon, before reopening from 3 to 5 p.m. when everything is discounted to just $1 per item.
Visit the link at the bottom of your screen for more information.
Before we sign off for this semester, we want to give a shout out to one of our own, WVU Reed School of Media Journalism major Ro Jones. Ro has been named a recipient of the Truman Scholarship, earning one of the nation's top graduate fellowships.
This prestigious award is given to around 55 college juniors nationally, with exceptional leadership and potential and a commitment to public service. This year they had almost 800 applicants.
Well, Lily, that's going to do it for this semester of WVU News. I'm Jeremy Sands.
And I'm Lily Reisenweber. You can visit us online at our website or stream our show on YouTube at the address listed at the bottom of your screen.
We'll see you next fall with our public affairs show, West Virginia Today. Thanks for watching WVU News.